Today, the island of Barbados has been its own independent nation for over 50 years. But how did it get here? Well, the history of Barbados is complicated, to say the least, with some recent discoveries pointing towards settlement sometime around 1623 BC. But for this video's sake, we will be going back to around 400 years ago. Barbados is located in the Caribbean, where it is the most eastern island in the Caribbean. The island is 430 kilometers in size, with 280 official residents at the time of this video, making it ranked 184th in population and 201st in size out of every nation. Barbados' official language is English, and the majority of residents speak Bajan, an English-based Creole, heavily influenced by West Africa. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to discover the island. It was at this time that the island was named Los Barbados by the Portuguese explorer Pedro a Campos. It was so named presumably after the island's fig trees, which have a beard-like appearance. In 1625, soon after the Portuguese discovered the island, the English came to colonize it. The first English ship arrived on the island on May 14, 1625, under the command of Captain John Powell. The island was therefore claimed on behalf of King James I. On February 17, 1627, 2 years after he first arrived, Captain Henry Powell landed with a party of 80 settlers and 10 slaves to occupy and settle the island. This expedition landed in Hull Town, formerly known as Jamestown. Within a few years, much of the island had been deforested to make way for tobacco and cotton plantations. Over the course of the next couple centuries, into the early 1800s, stuff would remain pretty much the same on the island, with many slaves being brought to the island to produce sugar, tobacco, and cotton, as well as some natural disasters in the late 1600s, such as the Locust Plague of 1663, the Bridgetown Fire, and a major hurricane in 1667. Drought in 1668 ruined some planters, and excessive rain in 1669 added to their financial problems. However, investment continued in sugar and slaves and was perceived to have good prospects. After slavery was abolished in 1834, many of the new citizens of Barbados took advantage of the superb education available on the island. After these citizens had been educated, they wanted something more than working in the cane fields. Some of them gained prominent offices in Barbados, others worked in common jobs, and still others stayed in the cane fields. Even though slavery was abolished in 1834, it wasn't completely gone from the island until 1838, where over 70,000 Barbadians of African descent took to the streets singing Barbados folk song. The island first gained full independence in 1966, but maintains ties to Great Britain as a member of the Commonwealth. Its first leader as an official nation was Honorable Errol Walton Barrow. Today, the nation is a full democratic nation. It's not very big nor powerful, but it still has a ton of culture and fun places to visit.